Hey kids, welcome. How's everybody doing? Glad you're with us today. Let's get right into it. Here's what I have today I want to work on. Let's get my background. Switch over to that view so you can see what I'm looking at. We need one final little change here on Enlarge Reduce. We need extra battle dice for that. I introduced an advantage-disadvantage bug yesterday, so I want to go after that. And also Gaseous Form is on the list. Yeah, Cody Gorilla says fanfare number one. Maybe I'll get my way around this. I've got a breakpoint over here on my on-connection error. I think this might be part of the problem. Do I have another one of these out here? Twitch client. Let's go find this one too. So a breakpoint there. Hopefully we'll be able to get down to the looking for some sort of high score. Rory says, yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I've got every single one of these. Yeah, everywhere I'm hooking that arrow, I got a breakpoint. So hopefully, my high score, I think it's 6 in one day. Okay, you guys are just making fun of me now. That's not nice. Gaseous Form, I want to work on that as well. And I don't know, that's kind of what's on the list for today. Extra battle dice, I'm going to go after this one first. Maybe the advantage-disadvantage bug. That's like maybe the responsible thing to do. Roy, let me know if you've got anything that you don't want to work on. I'll hit that first. I'm going to start with the advantage-disadvantage bug. We'll get in there, I think. It's probably the least fun of all of these. Okay. So I made some modifications yesterday on the roll. Let's go see if we can find it. It's your last chance to modify dice before roll. Inside there I call add vantage dice. And dice roll advantage kind. Let's see if this thing's hitting the right place. This thing should be, let's just hit a breakpoint there. And let's get a roll going for Fred here. Let's give him do a skill test. We'll give him advantage. So it should be advantage coming in. We'll see what happens. Let's roll it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so that's not good. It's normal coming in there. We're expecting that to not be normal, I think. Let's take a look at the how the dice rolls brought down. It's not the DTOs. They're probably player roll options. What do we got here? Advantage kind advantage. Well, we do have it in the player roll options. Okay, so that's maybe okay. Not so bad here. Down here's the call that I think is changing it. Whoa. That was unexpected. Oh, maybe here.
13 success.
That's kind of, I think, the deal. Yeah, the deal is here. Right in that point right there, I think. Let's do another one.
Intimidation.
Okay, normal's here. That's okay. Oh, it's okay. That's okay, I think. I think the ref that we want to put in yeah, I don't want this here. And I don't think I want that there. I don't think I'm going to change this at all. I do want something down here, though. Here's where I want it. And the ref going in, though, is going to... Oh, yeah, you're not going to let me change that? Did I already start it? Is that why? Let's get you there now, see if I can change it. What's your problem here? You're just underlining but not telling me. What if I do that? Okay, you like that? Okay, I like that too. And then we're going to break out of here, I think. And we're going to go through each one of these. And now here's what I want to do. I want to set vantage kind here before we do it to the existing player role. Vantage kind, then send it to the ref piece right here, and then reassign it back out again. Okay, cool. So it's advantage going in, then it's going to be advantage going out. That's good. So before player rolls takes whatever the intended piece is and then changes it. I think that's going to fix that. Okay, good. Next, we need to make sure we haven't broken anything.
-1 failure.
And we're going to cast Enlarge on Fred. All right, Fred is enlarged. Now Fred's going to roll a strength saving throw to see if he's got advantage on it. That should be automatic. So save Fred. Strength saving throw. You should see 2 die. And they should be big. Good. Because he's enlarged. Excellent. And that should go away.
19 plus 9. Success!
Excellent. Thoughts on that, Fred? Fred says he's good. Just doesn't like the die in front of his face. Isn't that right, Fred? No. Okay, that's not bad. I said this yesterday. I'm still thinking about having like a kind of a first class kind of property on character called size. Because notice when he says something, when he speaks, it doesn't quite match. The speech bubble doesn't match. And so that's not changing. And I just feel like that should be sent down in the data. And TypeScript should have that. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Okay, good. So I'm going to call that fixed. That bug is fixed. That's cool. Before player rolls, this is actually kind of cool. I'll give you a peek inside of there. It goes in here, calls before player rolls here. Makes a call to get vantage. And then this goes through and basically implements the rules of D&D on advantage. One of the essences of the rule is if I have multiple things that are fighting for advantage or disadvantage, that the vote doesn't get counted more than once. So if I have 2 advantages and 1 disadvantage, it's a normal roll. So that's kind of what's going on here. It gives other things, mods and things like that, an opportunity to play in that space. That's what's going on there for before player rolls. This was in another location, and I moved it here. So this is what led to the breaking of the advantage roll. I think we're fixed now. That's what I think. Hopefully that's the case. Okay, fine. We'll call that done. All right, extra battle dice for enlarge, reduce. So this is a little bit tricky. Let me bring up the spreadsheet for this so you can see what's going on here. This is in the Magic spreadsheet. I'm actually thinking, I'm actually starting to really like the architecture of Magic, especially counter to spells. So spells architecture is just kind of like, it's got a lot of data in it, and it's got some events. It's not bad, but it's based on a lot of data, and the data's not in a great shape. And so, it's mostly human readable data. And so, it's, as a result, it's kind of like, But Magic is something we created ourselves to essentially functionally help us with the rules of D&D. If I cast a spell on you, the way that we solve it in the game engine is to give you magic. And it's and this architecture, I think, is really, really effective. it works really well, and it makes implementing magical rules pretty easy. For example, we implemented Enlarge and Reduce without a whole lot of effort here. We have control over the effects that's going on. We have control over the die scale as well, so we can modify that. And simply this happens when the magic is received, and this happens when the magic is expired. And we don't have to worry about anything else, right? If the player says, I'm going to break concentration on the spell, or the player gets a damage and fails their constitution saving throw, and therefore loses concentration on the spell, the magic will automatically expire, and this code will be executed, depending on which one of these two was selected. Over here, when the recipient checks a skill check, we've got code to add the advantage. That's what this code was implemented before, when Fred, who was enlarged, rolled a saving throw, and it just checks here as, hey, his saving throw ability is equal to strength. And over here it says if skill check ability is equal to strength, so we can do a skill check ability, which means skill check ability is equaling strength means athletics. I think that's the only one. But the cool thing is the code is not a lot. We're able to communicate to the dungeon master and to viewers what's going on, like creature has advantage on the skill check because he or she is enlarged. In fact, you can see that up in the chat room right here, right above in the chat room. Fred has advantage on the saving throw because he's enlarged. So cool. Fred's strength saving throw. Uh-oh. I have a bug. Not my favorite. But we'll mark this, write it down. I don't like bugs. I wrote it down. Fred had advantage on saving throw. Total of both dice appears to be reported. Let's verify that's correct, because it's possible with a strength saving throw and his bonus that he might have actually gotten that, but I don't think so. I'm not feeling that. I think that was a bug. We'll reproduce it by going back in, casting Enlarge on Fred again. And then now Fred's going in for strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw.
And he gets a 15.
15 plus 9. Success!
He's got a +9. And it shows it at 24. Okay, it's not a bug. We're okay. It was just a +9. That's way better than a bug. I'm liking that. Way better. Thanks, Brad, for not having a bug in there. Okay, great. So we're working on this one. Extra battle dice for Enlarge Reduce. I want to use essentially the same kind of structure that I'm doing here. So basically what happens is before we do a skill check, before we save, we set some system variables out there, like skill check ability, saving throw ability. I need something similar to before the player attacks. I got a recipient prepares attack. Recipient starts turn. Do I have a recipient attacks? On recipient attacks, I do. Now here, I think I want... Let's go look at the rules for Enlarge. I think it only impacts weapons that are enlarged. Weapon attacks. Let's see. D&D Enlarge spell. While these weapons are enlarged, the target's attack with them deal an extra D4. So I think we need a question that's basically saying, hey, is this a weapon attack? Before we get into that, let's go see if we can figure out how we make that decision. There, attack. Well, I was hoping to find something a little sooner. Looking for an if check on this guy. Prepare weapon attack. This kind of feels like it's where I want to be focused. Let's see what happens when we do a weapon attack with Fred. Okay, we get in. Prepare weapon attack. This is in prepare though. What's my call stack? I'm activating a shortcut. So I'm kind of in the right place.
18 plus 9. That's a hit. With 8 piercing.
I'm setting has weapon in hand. What is this? This looks like it's a local variable here. Oh no, what is this? I mean oh, it's in character though. Ooh, I do like that. And these are also properties of character. I kind of almost feel like the code out here could be if has weapon in hand and one of these three, but I guess we could just say maybe that's just enough. If has weapon in hand, let's try that. Hey, look who's here! I wish coders would say it's Murky stream, not pudding stream. Did Murky untilt from yesterday? That is the one true question. Was I tilted yesterday? I don't know what was going on. Maybe. I'm going to say maybe if I contextually understand what untilt means. If has weapon in hand. Now we want to add some dice. I'm essentially doing something similar to a bless is what I'm doing. Like this. Enlarged. Extra damage. When you and Rory were stuck on the camera scale not working, said at some point you were very annoyed. Yeah, we got it. We did. Watch this. It's really actually nice. It turns out to be really, really good. Here, I'll cast it first on Fred. Nice and smooth. I like it. Let's do an attack with. So we've got here. If it has weapon in hand. If it's an attack, we don't need to say the user's name. Just say enlarged bonus, like that. I think that'll do it. I saw Coding Monkey helped, but we never know if the tilt went away. Yeah. No, we were in good shape. We were in good shape by the end here. Watch this. I'll break my concentration on the spell. Yeah. And it should work with me as well. Let's give it a shot. I will target myself and go in. We'll first cast Reduce on me. Hey, why am I so small? We'll break concentration. And then we'll cast Enlarge. Yeah, it's pretty good. What really works well... Yeah, nice. And the dice get bigger, all of that. It's awesome. What really works well is the smooth animation between the video, the size of the video. So you'll see what happens is it kind of starts off slowly, goes quickly, and then ends slowly. So it's a more natural kind of movement. Screech Rat's here. Small, large mark, what could possibly go wrong? Welcome, kids. You got Mark Miller Live here on the Mark Miller Live Coding Show. What could go wrong? I'm going to try this. I think this might work right here. And I guess I might as well copy this, if I get lucky and it works, to change this to a Bane dice, which subtracts. And then we're going to call this the reduced penalty, maybe? I don't know. That'll be the name of it for now. Penalty. Okay, cool. So let's try that on recipient attacks. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't even know if I'm actually firing this event yet. Don't look to me for solutions to your problems, kids. I don't know what's going on. What do I need to do? I need to hit reload everything. So I'm clicking that button. It's going to reload all the data. It'll reload this up. Hopefully on recipient's attacks is fired up. And we'll do something. Let's go back. All right, it looks like it's done reloading. Let me get rid of these name tags at the bottom. Did you say reload fanfares? No, I did not. I'm not reloading fanfares. I've got, by the way, that was bugging me so much yesterday. I have a breakpoint set right here on Twitch client on connection error. I'm ready for this guy to happen today. The last time we had this problem, by the way, it was after they updated the API. And so my old call was making an old call that was throwing an exception. And as I recall, it wasn't a call, actually. It was an event that I think didn't care about, but was when somebody subscribed or something. So when anybody subscribed, it would kill it because of the API change. And so I had to go hunt that down and find that. That was the last time, but hopefully we'll find out and figure out what's going on. And of course, ironically or not, or whatever word you want to use in place of that, we may just have a day where we never find it. In other words, when we're looking for it, it never shows up. And when I have it running standalone, it only shows up then. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay. Let's target Fred. Not me. Let's reduce him. Oh, we'll do an enlarge. Oh, we're both targeted. Sorry about that. And let's go in and say, Fred, let's use a weapon. What's happening? Oh, here we go. Near the breakpoint. Weapon in hand. All right, there it is right there. And now attack. There it is. It looked giant though. And it's way up there.
22 plus 9 critical hit.
It's going across as a DTO. It's doubling twice, I think, is what's happening. Okay, the cool thing is it's in there. Roy Becker says, if the whole party is targeted with Enlarge, it's going to get very cramped in there. Enlarge can only target one person at a time. I want to fix that too. In fact, let's add that on the list here. Only, target limitations for Enlarge. Target limitations. Is that our hero? Yes, it's our hero. So I said target limitations for Enlarge, reduce. Target limitations, warnings. It's basically target limitation, errors, and warnings. Because there's both errors, warnings for Enlarge, reduce. I want to work on that too today. Okay, looks like extra battle dice for Enlarge, reduce is working, but the scale is off. It's like doubling it twice is what I'm sensing. Let's do it again. Let's see if we have the same problem for reduce. We'll be counting every second, like those Elon rocket launches and landings. T-minus 18 minutes. Okay, that's when the show's going to get really good. Okay, we're going to cast reduce on Fred. Fred's going to bring up his weapon. And now we should get an extra dice, but it should subtract, and I bet it's even smaller than it should be. Oh yeah, look at that.
7 plus 9. That's a hit.
So I
7 slashing.
okay. So the problem is we're sizing and scaling the DTOs. Here's what I think the problem is. I think we're scaling the DTOs, the dice DTOs, but we're also scaling the whole roll, and we're multiplying those two together. I got a solution, a couple in mind. One is don't scale the dice DTOs at all. That's what I'm leaning towards. That's what I'm leaning towards. Let's see if we can find that out, figure that out. Let's go find this die scale thing out here. I'm using this as one of the stored properties. It is not an actual property by name, so I have to search for it like this. So I see this. What's going on here? That's moving Fred, okay. Here's where we're setting it. So I'm kind of leaning towards just commenting this out. I'm kind of leaning towards that. Let's set a breakpoint and take a look at what the data looks like in here when we go to do the roll. One more time. Spells, enlarge, Fred. At least I don't care about that. All right, and then let's go in and say Fred. Weapon, great sword, great axe, and roll it. All right, here we are. What is overall dice scale? Is 1. Oh, well, it's 1 now. But if this is true, we're about to set that. Here's what I want to do. I think I want to do this. If it's 1 player, then we're going to just set that. Otherwise, we're not going to set that, and we're going to come down here and set all the DTOs if they exist. Okay? What's happening? Why did that get twice as big?
9.
The others did not.
With 11 slashing damage.
Let's see it again. Nope, too late.
That's a hit with 13 slashing.
So overall dice scale is there. What's going on with the DTOs? There's no DTOs here because of that. All right, that's working. All right, now run.
Oh no! 1.
Sometimes that happens, kids. All right. What's going on with my dice DTOs? Scale is 1. Oh no, I've got player roll options. I didn't see these down here. Yeah, now I'm thinking both of these should be here like this. That's what I think I want. All right, that looks a little bit better. The Bane effect.
9. That is a hit.
Did not
With
enlarge.
13 slashing.
The Bane effect needs to enlarge. The other piece is enlarged, but the Bane did not. It's coming from the dice DTO.
Butterflies and flower petals.
Okay. Enough of this silliness. The solution to that, I think, is down in TypeScript, is what I think it is. We call it knit sprite. Thought scale was here, but it's not. We're not setting any scale there either. We scale in here. We're just setting it there. So we don't seem to be doing that in Bane, is what it looks like to me. Yeah, I think this is the fix. Hopefully. Let's try that. That's in Add Bane. I probably need the same thing in Bless. Okay, I think this is adding the same sprite in both places. We just took care of that by just modifying that single method there and having the scale there. Up here, it's slightly different. Attach Bless creates a back and front sprite. So I think I need something like this. Okay. All right. Let's try and refresh the dice layer. Okay, it's refreshed. Let's enlarge Fred. Launch Fred's attack. Go. Okay, good. That looks like that fixed it. Dice looking the right size. The effects are enlarged.
Plus 9. It's a hit with 14 slashing damage.
What are the rules again? Deals extra damage. It's only extra damage. Yeah, I guess that's right. Is it counting it as an extra hit or not? I'm not sure. So 19 is the hit.
23 was 9. That was a critical hit.
It's counting it.
11 slashing damage.
It's adding it to the score, but not adding it to the damage. Adding to score, but not adding to damage. So we need a different kind of dice, not a Bane die or something else, but okay. So it's something different. Yeah, I think what I'm looking at is having to create something new here to make this work properly. A damage add and a damage subtract is what I think I need to add here. That's what I think I need. All right, let's go look for, let's go follow this. Let's go look for Bless and Bane. All right. Damage type. I'm in C#. Let's switch over to TypeScript for a second. Can find damage type. So now we got damage add, damage subtract. Hey, buddy.
Hello, Mr. Miller. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Excellent.
How are you, my friend?
I'm pretty good too, actually.
All right. Cool. Let me know if that music's too loud in your ears or anything else like that.
Nah, it's all sounding quite good.
Okay, damage add, damage subtract. All right, let's keep going. I'm just in the middle of adding the ability to do
Different types of damage by the look of it.
well, yeah, we have to add a different kind of die here. Hold on a second. Damage description, kind of damage. Okay, got it. Okay. I'm not gonna do anything here. I'm gonna return string empty for both of these. So I'm just adding a new kind of damage type out here. It's just simply as an add or subtract to the existing damage.
Yeah.
Calculate damage by type. This one's a little tricky. So we're not Bane, not Bane, not Bless, not a condition or not superiority. Then we can kind of count it. But I think what I want to do is I want to do another thing that basically says if I'm not running, so let's rename this. If roll dot damage type equals damage type dot wait, let's do this later. So we're going to do this here, and I'm going to actually then I'm going to come down here and say, hey, no, we're going to also not care about damage add and damage subtract right now. Then we're going to do a second pass and then apply any add or subtractions to these totals. So here's what's going on here. We're going into results. We're basically finding all the damage by the different types that are out here. Add and subtract can only add or subtract if we've got something out there, I suppose. So I guess we could come down here and check for that case. So if results dot count equals 0, that's highly unlikely. We'd never expect to have a damage add or subtract die with no other damage die rolled at the same time. But if that's the case, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come and say results.add, and we're going to add some kind of generic damage type, I guess. What do we got here? Do I have a generic type? Damage type dot.
You have a type none. Does that mean no damage or no additional type?
Yeah, I kind of thought it meant no damage, but I think I'm going to throw a none in there. I'm going to use it is what I think I'm going to do. And then we're going to add 0 to that right there. So there's no damage, but I'm going to put that in as type none. Then I'm going to do this. Then I want to go through all the keys. And again on the for each here, or you can help me out of this if you once you see me finish the code. Tell me what you think. For each damage type that we found, then I want to go down and go through, maybe on the outer one's going to look like this. Go through all the rolls one more time, and then specifically check to see if it's one of these two. Then if it is, let's start with the adds. So if it's an add, then we're going to go through here. We're going to go through every damage type in here. So here's the deal. Most rolls will only have one kind of damage.
Yeah.
Right? Some rolls have a couple. And I have decided that if I have a bonus to damage, and I have a spell or something that gives you both bludgeoning and cold damage, for example, that I get that bonus on both of them, not just one of them. Because it's not, the rules don't say which one it is, and so what does that mean? I get to choose? I don't know. I'm going to apply it to both. That's what I'm going to do.
Sure. Okay.
Roy's like
well,
pulling
I'm
out
curious.
He's filing a report with the referees right now. He's like, sure, Mark. Gonna file a complaint with the D&D
You're talking
referees.
about
Good.
bonus damage. I mean, is this where the add and subtract is coming from? I'm trying to sort of picture the use case of where you would have add and subtract. Is this just Zephyr decides you're taking damage, end of, no particular reason?
It's right here.
Or is it diagnostic?
It's the Enlarge spell. I'll show you right here. While these weapons are enlarged, target's attack with them deals 1d4 extra damage.
Okay. So that's fairly good then, isn't it? So, and therefore in this case, as you say, target's weapon might deal 2 types of damage. And therefore this extra, you're saying it's going to apply to both of those types of damage.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do. So now what we want to do, let's see. We found the ad. We're going through all of the results that we've got. And so we're going to say results of damage type plus equals roll.value.
Yes.
Like that. And then I'm going to I'll do that, and then I'll do an else. I'll do an else. And do this, and now this one's going to be subtract. We will subtract the value. Okay? And that's going to be my damage, calculate damage by type. Okay, we're going to keep going through. We're not done. We're just going through, finding all the Bane and Bless. And let's see, is actual damage. We've got this call right here. Where's the actual damage? Damage description. Let's add on our damage subtract and damage add right here. All right, okay, cool. All right, so let's keep going. Don't think I need to worry about all of this. These are just success or fail things, and since this only impacts damage. Hey, did I get all the way around? Nice. Okay. So I finished all of these here. Do I need to look for the word Bane or Bless in quotes? In here. Oh, look, I have something. Oh, it's just already here, though. Good. Okay, just in the test cases. Cool. All right. Switching over to TypeScript. Back over here. We need to now kind of tab through the Bane and Bless and specifically add our damage add and damage subtract pieces as they make sense.
See, the nice way, you're obviously doing this because Bane and Bless, they affect normal damage types, just in the same way that your add and subtract are going to affect normal damage types. So it's kind of an example of where you've already covered your bases.
Yeah. So here's where these are mods that are changing the score. So actually, this will not be my model here.
Okay.
What's this? I'm gonna say damage add. And down here we're going to say it's damage add. Damage type from string. And
they look very distinctly lowercase. Is it possible that you've got a two lower at the top?
Yeah.
And that those two will now not compare?
I totally think I do. And I meant to do that lowercase there, but when I changed the one down here, it said, I got you. I'll cover that for you. Yeah, to lowercase. There it is right there. Yeah. Okay, cool. There's that. Let's keep going. Okay, so I want to... I like the effects from this, I think. So damage subtract would get those... the Bane effect, and damage add would get the Bless effect.
Is that
wait.
right?
Hold on.
That feels like it may be the other way around.
Roll type counts as damage. Hold on one second. I'll come back and look at this. I just want to look at roll type. Yeah, okay. So let's see. What are you asking? Did I mess something up?
Well, if you're a Bane, it's a negative, so therefore a reduction of damage subtract seems counter. Should the damage subtract not go with Bless, and the damage add go with Bane? Or have I misunderstood something there?
Yeah,
adding damage,
so Bless is basically a positive,
isn't it?
animation
to a weapon, not to the character.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
It's to the weapon. No, I'm so glad you're here though to ask questions like this. So I think this is going to get us in. I think it's going to count as damage, and we're going to come in here. I almost want to do this. I almost want to have a separate piece for these. Let me get the break in here, like this. And then what I want to do is I want to say, because it's damage subtract, I don't want to use it in the player color. I want to then do I have a color? Dice color is equal to, and we'll make it the damage die color. Which, for lack of knowing what that is, it's probably something like this, like that. And then, is there a font color? Just dice color? Is this even the place to set the color? Where's it being set? It must be coming from up above. I'm not sure about this, the dice color. You know what I think? I think it's being set down here in dice.js. Let's see if it's here.
Okay.
It is. And there's a label color as well. Okay, hold on. So we're going to add a label color here. Like that. And then let's set the label color to white. And then we call it attach Bane. That'll get us a red kind of looking Bane on it. Or a red looking... I don't know, let's try that. See if we can change the dice color on those. Okay, so let's keep going. Looking for Bane or Bless. What else code? What other code do we have? I don't need to worry about this because this is for total score. I don't care about that. Damage type. This looks important. I think damage type. What's going on with damage type from stir? This one for sure I can duplicate up with damage add and subtract. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and say if that's the case, then it's magic for sure.
That feels very strange.
I'm looking at this.
Yeah.
And then I set it to false.
Do everything.
If damage type is equal to this, or this, I set it to true. If it's not equal to none,
doing it again. Because if it's equal to any of those, it won't be equal to none, and therefore will be false.
I think I need an else there. That's what I think I need.
That feels better, yeah.
I agree with you. Okay, so let's keep going. I'm not sure about this one. This is the die string. It's coming in here. We're setting the state of this variable to none in this space right here. And yeah, this also feels strange right here. If it's only if we hit in this space, so I guess I'm okay with that. I'm gonna not worry about it unless I see or spot some sort of anomaly in behavior. Did I get all the way around? Oh, there's one more thing in here. If it counts as damage here, here's where we need to kind of figure this out here. This is the damage map. So the damage map is similar to that structure we saw in C#, where we are essentially mapping damage types to values.
Yeah.
So we kind of have to do the same thing down here in TypeScript. We need it down below because we need down below in TypeScript because we need to be able to explain what's going on. And down below we've got the announcer that says the voice and things like that. And we need it up above as well. So we kind of have the same code kind of happening in both places. And not now that I say that and hear myself say that out loud, I think, it would probably be a better design to put it in a single class and throw it up. But I'm not going to do that because, I don't have time for that is kind of where I'm at right now. So I have time for some challenging code, but I don't have time to totally make it awesome. Mooney Machine says, have you looked at the new pattern matching features in C#8? Let's go take a look at those right now.
It rings a bell, but I can't remember the specifics. Yeah, switch statements is one of the areas in which that works.
Yeah, I know about switch statements, but this is, and I don't think that this is necessarily new. Yeah, it's not new.
It's an enhancement to a previous thing. It was originally introduced a version or so earlier, but has been made more capable now.
Yeah, I have never really used it. I've gotten, I think, close enough that Coding Gorilla said, hey, you could use pattern matching here. And that's about as close as I got. You can check with something a certain type and what its properties are. It seems like a functional programming thing. Yeah. I do like the readability of it. I will say that. Yeah. Speaking of new stuff, C#9 is coming out with records, which is looking pretty cool. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think their implementation looks pretty decent. Anyway. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Where was I? I was here. Damage. So we got to kind of see what's going on in here in the damage. Looks like I got an extra set of braces here. I think I must have had an if statement. Oh, no, wait. I need the braces because I'm in a case statement. Did you know this, Rory, in TypeScript? Look at this. If I take this out and take this out, it just freaks out. Does it freak out? Am I wrong?
What's wrong with that?
Unexpected lexical declaration in a case block.
Oh, I see. It doesn't like local vars to a branch, I guess.
Yeah, but I can do this and it's happy.
Yeah.
Mention mapping enums to damage. That's one of the uses I've seen. Terse new style switches that sort of just each enum to mapping each enum to values. Because let and const require a block scope. Says Cody Gorilla, as if it all makes sense.
See, I get that that's true, but I figure wouldn't TypeScript just construct that for you?
I don't know, man.
We presume that the block is going to be, the length of the case, essentially.
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of what my experience with other languages that's how it works, but not here. It's all right.
No.
It's all right. All right, so here we go. We're going to come down here and we're going to say, hey, look. If damage type, Coding Monkey has a new color. Are you talking about Coding Gorilla? Yeah, Coding Gorilla's got a new color. I like it. The purple. Wonder why I didn't recognize it. He blue now. Yeah. So, if damage type is come on, what am I hitting? Dot. Damage add. Let's do this instead. If it's not equal to that, actually I don't think I need parens here, and it's not equal to subtract, damage subtract right there, then we can do all of this. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what we can do. Die. Ugh. Yeah, this is hard to read. This code's hard to read. The problem I've got is that the order in which the die are tallied is not guaranteed for me to get any other damage first. So I think I need, you know what I need? I need instead of a damage map, I need a, I'm going to create something called damage add and set that equal to 0. I'm just going to collect it, and at the end we're going to go through and figure it all out. So there's my damage add, damage subtract. Maybe let's change this. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Or it's equal to this. If it's equal to one of these two, then we're going to have a block here. Otherwise, we're going to have a block down here. In fact, actually, what I really want is if it's this, then I want to have a block. Else, if it's that, then I want to have a block. And so if it's damage add, then I'm going to say damage add plus equals top number. It's like that. If it's damage subtract, then it's going to be that. Damage subtract is equal to top number. Okay? So if it's add, we're just going to modify these guys right here. Then I'm going to go to the last place in here where I use this, which appears to be right here. Damage map. And now I need to go through and deal with this. I need to basically say, hey, look, if damage add is not equal to 0, maybe I should say greater than, well, I don't know. All right, fine, not equal to 0. Then we need to go through the damage map. We need to go through every single key inside of it. How do I find its keys for each? Value key.
Looks like, yeah.
Value key. Damage type. All right, what am I doing wrong here?
You're missing a bracket, a parenthesis, so you need to open another one there. Is that right? So for each thing in damage map, call this function. The function is a lambda, which takes a value and a key. And then you need to close parentheses. There we go.
Thank you. All right, got it. Okay, so now I've got for each one in there, now I want to say damage map of key plus equals damage add. Cool?
Yes. Yeah. Well, this is all presumptive on the idea that we've already totaled the damage for all those other keys.
Yeah, we
That
have.
should be fine.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I'm like, okay, so I can do a plus equals there. I'm pretty sure I can. You're not worried about this plus equals, are you, Rory?
No.
In TypeScript? I don't know. All right, so now we're going to go through here again. Whoops, I wanted to come down here and say if damage subtract is not equal to 0. We're going to minus equal damage subtract. We're also going to check to see if this is less than 1, then we're going to set it equal to 1.
Damage add and our damage subtract, they're going to be actual numerics.
Yes.
So can't we just add, subtract, damage, subtract for all of them all the time? So you don't have any conditionals, you just have a for each, and then you add damage, yeah.
Yeah, I still need this, though, which we can do.
Okay.
Like that, because that's the D&D rule, too, as well. You can never go down below 1 damage if you're subtracting. So like this is what you're envisioning this. If
without the outer condition, but yeah.
Or maybe change the outer condition so it's only checking to see if...
I mean, true. If you don't check for anything, then you're just going to be adding 0 minus 0, and you're kind of wasting some cycles.
Yeah, not a big deal, but I can do this. I can say damage delta is equal to this. And then I could do if not 0. Do I have a template for that? Looks like I don't.
Yeah, that's good.
And then I can do that. Is that a little bit better?
Yeah, I think so.
So no cycles wasted. Okay, what's happening here? Saved is this. That means I've got Dropbox loaded. Let me pause Dropbox till tomorrow.
I get that come up all the time. I think it's me hitting keys at strange times.
No, it's a save happening. It's caused by Dropbox. If I pause Dropbox, it won't happen.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's when you save a file and then immediately save it again and save it real fast in a row.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I am pausing Dropbox for most of the evening now, just so I can get my quick edits and saves done.
Yeah, there you go.
I refuse to work around my own limitations.
There you go. All right. Good. I'm sorry. Okay, one thing I forgot is up here in the D&D app, I forgot for damage subtract. Let's go find that to make sure that we don't go below 1. Right here. Wow. I had a template called it S1, which just set whatever's on the clipboard to 1. Maybe because it's got the brackets in it. Is that why I didn't fire? That's why. Because it has brackets. I think I'm going to report it. Okay, minor issue, kids. Really?
Trash.
Really, Surly?
Okay, so that's it, kids. You've got to solve the roving dinosaur that's destroying Sesame Street characters.
I think yesterday when I did this,
Let's see that come.
Groversaurus comes in. I think he's waiting for me to do that. How you doing, Surly? All right, so devs, here's the issue. If I copy this to the clipboard and I type in S1, the S1 template does not fire. Instead, I get this. If I copy just results on the clipboard and I type in S1, it works. So that the template won't fire if I have something that's assignable that's got brackets in it. That's what I'm looking for, is why won't that fire there? Let's report that issue. S1 template fails on indexed variables, maybe?
Yeah.
Take a look at that, devs. So we can figure that out. And there's Surly again.
Surly Dad.
It's really getting his screen time.
Okay, so we've got that. What else? Any other damage subtract? I think that's the only one I need to worry about. Okay, so now I've got a damage subtract here. Let's run it and see if this thing can work. We'll run this. We'll take the dice overlay, the dice layer, and we'll refresh that. Starting it up, and that text should go in a little bit. So what's it like over there, Rory, in London? It's London town.
London? No idea. London's like 200 miles away.
Really? You can't just like go out to like King's Crossing or something like that?
I'm not allowed to leave the house, mate.
Oh man.
It's a lockdown.
You can't even leave the house. Can you get your affairs in order over there, please?
Oh, it's weird. Google occasionally has this timeline feature, and it's sort of evidently tracking me on my phone. And it says, "Did you know over the last month? Here's where you've been. Isn't it interesting?" And just of late, it's like my house and the local shop, and that's it. It's just me going back and forth like that.
That's really funny. Okay, so we've got it started up. We are going to first try Enlarge. We're going to target Fred, and we'll enlarge him. That's good. Fred's enlarged. I think I want better sound effects there, I've decided. And now I want to attack. The Great Axe. You should see an extra D4 go out. Will it work or no? It worked. No, it's not red. Darn. And
22 plus 9 critical hits with 10 slashing.
it's still adding them up. It's still adding them up. Let's see if we figure out why. I suspect there's a problem. My first hunch is here. Is that this is somehow not getting properly converted. That's my first hunch. Let's go hang out and add dice and see what happens there.
Yeah.
All right. So do another roll. Oh, we got to make him large again. I think if I should go into battle so I don't have to keep doing this. Enter combat. It stops the clock. Let's enlarge Fred. Fred's enlarged. Great axe. Attack. Here's our breakpoint. You can give me a test close. That would be awesome too, right? Just to clean up that a little bit. Fred's blocking like a lot, Fred. Seriously? Where's my eye line on Fred? There's my eye line right there. Fred, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Fred. Okay, so here we go. Let's go into add
I think
dice.
having dice string is good.
See what's going on in here. Additional dice. Add. What is this? This is just a bunch of strings, I think. Right? I think it is. Why won't it tell me the type? Yeah, so list of strings. Okay, so this is just a temporary thing right here. Let's see where we're using it. Additional dice DTOs. Here's where it is. We run. Okay, now we're in here. Dice stream. There's the damage add. So we're going to go inside here. What do we get? Rolls. Descriptor is damage add. I think we're still okay. So we've got these rolls. And now we're going to go from roll, which is here. I think this is going to work. This is where I'm expecting. I was wondering about the first problem. Nope, it got it right. So we're good here. Let's assume the data going down is good.
Okay.
Okay. So the data appears to be good going down. So now we got to come down here and figure out what is happening here. This is a little harder because this code is uglier, harder to read, messier, and I don't know, what are you laughing about? This is all real.
Listening to the list of ways of saying the code is not good.
This code is not my favorite. It's not my favorite. I write good code sometimes, Rory. I really do. I write really good, beautiful, elegant code sometimes. And this
absolutely believe you.
Is not the case for a couple reasons. We started with somebody else's example code, which was just pure, raw, rough, unadulterated JavaScript. And we later changed to switch it over to TypeScript, and we were learning the language. Plus, because I'm on the show, I'm like...
it's all that extra pressure with all the people watching.
Well, I'm more of along the lines of, it's not so much pressure as much as it is, I want to make sure that we're doing something, and sometimes finding old stuff and making it really good doesn't bubble up in the list of priorities here.
Sure.
So I want to come down in here. We need to start sending some data out is what I think we need to do. We lost the Bane attachment is what we lost. The role type, let's see. Let's go find, what was it, attach Bane, I think is what it was?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we were doing that, but we're doing it alongside labeling with color and what have you.
Yeah, I am feeling the role type may not be counting as damage. And so we're not coming down here. And the role type might count as total score. And if the case, this may be why we're failing. In fact, maybe let's just duplicate these. Oh, look at that. The coders just totally take care of me almost all the way. Right there. That was the only thing. Is that right? And this was going to be actually attach plus. Not quite. And this was going to be attach Bane. Right? Also, yes. I think this is happening way too late. I think. Well, we could try it down here and refresh and see what happens.
Do those various die count as, are they mutually exclusive or not? So can it count as many things?
No, it's all mutually exclusive.
Okay.
It's only one thing. Right here, it's going to be one. It just occurred to me we got two sounds playing at once. Do I have the ability to turn off one? I think I do. Okay. This is just the same thing here. All right, let's see if that makes any difference at all. I'm going to refresh the dice layer. Yeah, in fairness, it's kind of a guess as to whether or not this is going to do it. Okay. All right, so interestingly, we actually get the red color.
Plus 9.
So what that tells us is that
10 slashing damage.
What that tells us is that this code here was executed. That it was counting as the total score, but damage was included in the roll. And so, whoops, that's not where I wanted to put that. I wanted to put that here. And probably I'll do some different colors on that. But to be honest, this is too late. So we want to get rid of this. This is too late happening inside of here. Let's do that too. We need to do it before in the call to this. Here's the color right up here at the top.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm going to say this. I'm going to say, hey, look, if damage type equals damage type damage add. Then I'm going to say background color is equal to that. And label colors equal to that, which is now our probably our foreground color. What is it? It's off to the right. Text color. I'm not sure about the subtract, if I should do the same thing here or not. I guess I'll do it for now. Okay, let's refresh that. And roll. Why is it black?
16 plus 9.
Good question.
And there's going to be some damage. With 17 slashing damage.
0. I think that's why. I was missing a 0 from in there. Let's try refresh again. There we go. Nice. So now let's see what happens. It should be 20. Boy, that damage bonus should throw another one of those out, I think.
24 plus 9 critical hit.
Okay, the 24.
With 24 slashing.
Yeah, it's the 24 seems to be clearly it's adding the two die together. Okay, so we got to go figure that out for the die, the total on the die. Why is that happening? Get roll results is where I think we want to be. Get roll results. Total score.
So the 20 is the actual base level damage that was done. The 4 is the 1d4 that's being added to it. Why is that not what you're expecting? Because I thought we were adding it to all forms of damage detected.
There's two types of there's two dice that are rolled, essentially. Two kinds of die rolled when we roll an attack. One is the score to determine whether the weapon hits or not. And the second one is the damage if the weapon hits. So the 20 determines whether it hits or not. This die should not impact whether it hits or not at all. But if it does hit, we get extra. That's what we're looking for.
So I was assuming that that was the base damage, but no, that was just the success of the attempt.
Yes.
And thus, yes, we should not be adding to that.
I'm just having the next reference to total score to see where we're using it. Excuse me. All right. Get roll results.
Is this in the damage map?
No.
Because we were iterating through that, and we were just saying for everything in there. We didn't do any tests to be absolutely sure.
No, the problem isn't with the damage map. The problem is that the total scoring dice is getting modified.
But weren't we, when adjusting the damage map, iterating through the roll, i.e. the dice in it? And thus might we have been coming across the one that's supposed to be total score rather than the one that's supposed to indicate some kind of damage?
Can you ask me that again, Rory? I'm sorry. Ask me one more time.
So we throw all the dice out at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a roll that includes multiple dice, some of which are damage dice and others of which are total score. And I wonder if we weren't just iterating through all of those dice, adding to them.
Right, I know. I get what you're saying. We can go look at that. It's going to be in that place. It's going to be in somewhere inside of that. Total score right here. Die counts as total score for the roll type here is. I'm just looking at this. It's a wild magic check. We're there. Otherwise, we're here. Here we're checking to see if the score multiplier is greater than or equal to 0, which should be 1 every time. Here we're actually adding the top number. The question is, does the die count as total score or does it count as damage? It should count as damage, is what it should count as. The roll type. Let's see where this is assigned. So roll type does not count. And roll type, is this the roll type for just this roll? And create die. It may be solved up in C#. If this is being set wrong, if it's being set as its total score, that could be it. You might want to take a look in here again. Let's see what's going on with that. All right, let's look at it. That counts as total score. Yeah, I think the problem is here. Okay, so let's go back up here again. Let's start back up here. It's going to be inside from roll. Here. Where's my die counts as? Not even being set here? Is that right? Total score. It's not being set. I think I'm going to do a check here. That's what I think I want to do. Die counts as is equal to damage. Like that. And I want to create a new... Can I create overloads? I don't think it lets me do this. Let me do this if I hit... let's see if it'll let me do this. Maybe it will. Yeah, nice. It lets me do it. Okay, cool. So now I basically want to say, hey, if we got damage. So I want to say, hey, if damage type equals damage type dot Bane or less or probably none. I'm looking for the cases in which we're going to get rid of it. And then I think there's superiority is the other one. And there's one more condition. Okay, so if it's one of those, we're going to return false. Otherwise, we're going to return true. Okay. All right, so there it is. There's our... Maybe make it easier to read. Okay, now let's see what happens here. So die is now equal to damage. I got 2 of those? Oh, because I stepped through it.
18 plus 9 hit with 8
Okay, I think that problem, the 18, was because I went through the first time and added his total score. One more time and I think that we'll see it fixed.
5 plus 9. That is a hit.
And then so the damage now should be 9 plus 3,
slashing.
which is 12, but I think he's got a +2 on that, does he? On the damage? I've got a +5 on the damage. +5. 1d12 plus 5. It looks like that total was off. Let's try that one more time. Okay, so 12 plus 5 should be 17 plus 2.
Plus 9.
So our extra
hit
damage isn't getting
with
counted now.
17 slashing damage.
Getting close. We're getting close. Why isn't that working now? All right, so let's go down over here in this space. Get roll results. I think we are going to need to send some data out is what I think we're going to need to do. Let's see if we get even that working right there. All right, here we go. So stuff on the front and the back.
Whoa,
Yeah.
plus 9 hit with 14 slashing damage.
So it didn't catch it here. What do we have? We did get the damage delta as 1 correct. So that number was correct right there. So that part's good. The damage add, the damage delta. All right, so what's going on? What am I missing here? The damage map. Total scoring. Do I have a total here for the damage? Max damage, total health, raw damage roll. What's going on with raw damage roll? This code's all correct, right? I think that's good. I guess I should do this. I should send this out here. I bet you can use the C# style dictionary access with a map like this.
Okay, no?
I think that might be it. That could be our problem.
Okay.
Damage map dot set, because I remember seeing code key, comma, damage map dot get. Yeah, I think you're right. Get on the key plus damage delta. You like that better? That might be our fix. In fact, the more I look at that, the more I think that's probably our fix. Let's refresh.
Golden Gorilla says your if is still broken.
Excuse me, sir.
Plus 9. That is a hit.
Yep, it's not doing it.
17. Slashing.
I can't do this.
Oh, we can't get it out either, so the other two references we're going to need a... Well, there's a set inside the if, I guess, even if you're allowed to use the read syntax. I think probably convert them all to get and set just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, this one wouldn't impact the totaling though, so we still kind of have this weird problem. Okay, how's that for everybody? Everybody happy with that? I'm happier with that. Thanks, Coding Gorilla. Well, I don't get it. So we set out the damage map. That means it should be here. Oh wait, here. Okay, so whatever that type was, the value is 14. I didn't see what was running up there. Let's throw it out again. Carefully watch this doing. We've got 3 plus we're looking for a 1. So we're looking for
16 plus 9. That's a hit. With 12 slashing
here,
damage.
so the total was 8, reported as 8. So it's 5 plus 3 plus 1. And here the value is correct. So what's going on? Mod modifier, raw damage roll. I'm kind of feeling I need to modify this. Is what I need to do. Like, I'm not sure if that's enough to just fix it. But I think it'll take less time to try it than to think about it too hard.
That's fair.
This is a different weapon I'm using right here, which is, what's it got? A +5 on it still.
10
damage
plus
is
9. That is a hit. With 7 slashing damage.
Yeah, it's not getting the +4. Let's see. But we do get it here. We get the 11 here.
Yes.
Okay. Like, why? Why? Total scoring dice, plus my mods, card damage mods, score mods, nat 20s, 2-hit modifier, the raw damage roll. And we're taking back that damage map, which is correct. So everything coming out of here seems like it's good. Now I'm starting to get a little frustrated.
Yeah.
I'm emotionally tied to the success or failure of this. Report roll results. Here come the real results. Total damage plus modifiers. Is that what I'm feeling to set? I think I got past it here. Get roll results. All right, let's refresh on the live stream. So it's +5 to whatever that number is there. 2 + 5, 7, 8, 9.
Yep.
+9.
Yep.
That did it. I think that fixed it. All right. So it's a miss, but I think that did it. Let's do it one more time. So it's 9 + 2, 11 + 5, 16.
9.
9.
That's a hit.
Good. All right. Let's shrink
With
Fred.
16 slashing
So I'm
damage.
curious, Mark, not on this roll, but on the one that went before. Are we deliberately showing damage even though it was a miss?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
You know why? So that the human brain can wrap their tiny little minds around that and be like, oh, if only we had hit, it would have been so much damage. You know, I do
Fair
that
enough.
all the time.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's reduce Fred. So now we're looking to catch the subtraction. Yeah, you're going to keep going after that thing.
Yeah.
Here we go. Nice. Nice. Okay, so 3 minus 2.
6 + 9.
1
That
plus
is
5
a
is
hit.
6. That's right.
With 6 slashing damage.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah. Mini Fred walked up and whacked you with his axe, except it's a tiny little axe, so it didn't do much damage.
That's right. Okay, good. That I'm feeling really good about that. All right. So this works now. And like I say, I was talking about this at the beginning, Rory. I really like the architecture of Magic. Just a little bit of code here, and now we've implemented reduce and enlarge, and a lot of that code is just for sending out the special effects. So
Sure.
I feel really good about that. Let's go over here, check this off. That's done. In fact, I'm just going to get rid of that. Extra battle dice, that's done. I'm just going to get rid of that. That's done. Target limitation errors for enlarge reduce. Okay, so take a look at this. Spell.
So you have to target something,
Yeah,
and you're not allowed to target multiple things according to
Right.
what you're...
exactly. So I'm just going to
Describing.
finding my way down here to enlarge. I broke enlarge and reduce into two different pieces because I just liked it better in terms of description. In D&D, it combines them into a single spell, but I like them being two different spells. So I've set min targets to cast and max targets to cast. Somewhere in here, we've got some code that deals with those. I think I don't need this anymore.
Is Enlarge Reduce something that is a spell an individual can have, as in part of their character, with charges, per se? Because if you've broken them into two, how do you distribute the charges between them? If they're...
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, brilliant. I don't know. I didn't really think about that, Rory. But I guess in my homebrew game, they're now two separate things.
Fair play. That works. It's a good answer.
I don't know. I'll now have to think about that. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. Do I want to bring them back? Yeah, don't ask me questions like this, Rory. You're just turning everything into a nightmare for me now.
There is nothing wrong with a homebrew set of rules.
Okay. I thought you were going to say there's nothing wrong with a nightmare, Mark Miller. Okay, so we're going to go into the D&D app. We want to look for, is it on the clipboard? What is it again? It is min targets to cast. We're going to look for this. It's in spell, and it's being used here. And I've got a to-do that says add warnings if min threshold satisfied, but more targets are available. Also,
are you sure you only wanted to target this many people? There are more you could cause trouble for.
Exactly. Let me go ahead and do this, but it also doesn't catch this problem. When I target multiple players across the bottom, if I try to cast it now, well, I'm going to have to cancel. Break concentration on it. And then now if I would try to cast it. Now, notice, let's close it one more time. Give me another. Notice right here, it only goes into the validation if min targets to cast is greater than 0. But it kind of needs to do this. It needs to say, hey, or max targets to cast is greater than 0. I think it needs that to get in here. Then we need to do some sort of validation on here. And is that enough? Yeah, that's enough, I think, to get us here, which gets us that validation stop, which we didn't have before. So we should get there. There it is. Let's run it. Only one target allowed for enlarge. Sweet.
Done.
Okay. I like it when a bug gets fixed that fast, right?
Yeah.
Now let's.
Usually it's down to having some awesome architecture ahead of time.
Yeah, right, exactly. Don't pay any attention to that TypeScript we were showing earlier, kids. This is the code you want to be looking at right here. Okay, so now we want to test no targets. So I'm going to come back in again and cast it. Go. And now, people throw a warning out here is what we need to do. So we're kind of in here. And want to say something to the like that is what I think it is. That's what I think it looks like. Roy, you're asking me if I'm out or not. Oh, looks like disconnect.
Hey, there it is.
Did you lose me? Did I go away or did
you froze?
Oh wow!
And then Skype died, and
I think I'm okay. I think it was maybe your end. I looked down and I was green, so it rarely reconnects that quickly after being out.
Coding Gorilla said, "Woohoo! I'm going to get my second fanfare." So I think he may have lost you as well.
Huh?
But
I don't see Coding Gorilla saying that out there.
Woot fanfare number 2 coming up.
Huh. Came back and then died again, and he's back. Oh, interesting. So I've got 2 different windows. I've got one window that has featured chat that has Coding Gorilla statements in it, and I've got another one that's part of OBS, and it doesn't have those in it.
Okay.
Interesting, and he's back. So it looks like it was me. Okay, sorry about that, kids. But I'm still running. No errors over here in overlays. No errors.
And he picks up seamlessly, folks.
Seamlessly, yeah. Nobody's got no breakpoint here, so we're still good.
Yes.
I think. Let's see. Well, you know what? I don't know this for a fact. Let's see what we can do. What happens if I try to control Fred? Can Fred wave? Fred's broken. And we're not at a breakpoint, right? Oh, we are at a breakpoint. Okay, so let's go ahead and go in here. Let's see how we're doing. There. We can have up to 1 targets. Well, I guess we need to see if this is a 1 or not.
Right, so we were about to test that there's a minimum number, so you must have at least.
Yeah. No, this is 1. You can have up to 1 target. Well, that should... yeah.
It's either you must have 1 target, or you can only have 1 target, depending on the nature of what we're saying. So the count is less than the maximum. Meaning, yeah, that's it.
Nice. Nice. Uh-oh. The operation's timed out. So we got this exception right here. This is the Streamloops piece of the puzzle. That's performance. Okay. Performance seems okay. Seems to be connected still. One more time. Let's go back in and we'll just look at it here. Go into spells, cast reduce, go. Clear my breakpoint. Missing a target for reduce. Better. Better. Let's set some targets. And go back in. Cast Enlarge. And one target allowed for Enlarge is allowed for Enlarge. Good. Okay. I'm going to call
Just
that
so
done.
you're aware, all of our stuff from the chat room is not working. You're having to manually close things, I think, at this point.
That means, let's jump over here. That means a lot of stuff with the word command in it. Is it chat command? Twitch client chat command received. Set breakpoint here. Means I'm not getting this anymore, I think is what that means. This is background worker. You just typed it in, right?
Yeah, I did.
And what's going on over here with the other one? Let's set a breakpoint there. Do it again for me.
Done.
Nobody's getting it. So we've somehow become disconnected without any errors firing. I really thought I was going to get that guy today. Yeah, that's how I feel. Right like that. That's me. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. We're done with that. That looks like that's finished. I got Gaseous Form and DM Mood. This one's actually, I think, a little bit more fun right here. What do you think, Roy? Should I give people control again? Restart pieces?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
Sure, why not? Let's go find it. Got to go close this down. Restart. We'll need to restart this too. So yeah, 2 fanfares, I guess, today, everybody.
It's alright, it's only 2, not 6.
Why are we no longer getting those messages? That's what I need to know. I need to go throw a question out into the live coders Discord channel. See what they think. Chat command received. That command.
That was me.
That's just you
That
just
was,
now?
yeah,
Okay.
I accidentally send that through.
No worries. Okay, so we got to refresh some streams pieces here. 1, 2, 3, and the drone game. Drone game didn't refresh. Why didn't you refresh? Drone game is not refreshing.
Oh.
I don't get that at all. Let's close it down and restart it again, I guess. Try that. All right, let's try it now. Refresh. There we go. Let's see if we get music coming in here. That looks better. Okay. It's kind of loading everything up all at once. Let's get the D&D game running. Okay, so what are we going to work on? Wait, the music didn't start. Why is the music going? There we go. Two things I want to work on. Mood switcher, so the Dungeon Master can say, hey, I'm upset. And then we turn on Hellscape background in the Hellscape frame. Or I'm cool, or whatever, something like that. So the DM can kind of set up their moods. Cody Gorilla says, Fanfare 2 go. Although I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing actually any sound.
No sound. I thought for a second there the music was starting, but it's not there now.
No, I think it's there.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, wait, now we're hearing the sounds. Oh, it's actually there. Yeah, it's there. Okay, good. I was like, what's going on? Okay, so that's what I want to do. I've got a scene. That's the name of the scene. And I want to be able to toggle these things on and off. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do this like I did the weather.
Okay.
I got a page here for weather. Basically, it kind of looks like this. I've got a, some sort of, just some pieces across the top. I'm just going to copy that to the clipboard. Let's come in here, create a new spreadsheet, and we're going to rename this. Call it DM Mood. Maybe. Like that. Paste that in. Getting all kinds of sounds coming in here now.
Yeah, it's almost as if they're all queued up and they've finally decided to catch up.
A little bit worried about that because, what the heck was my machine doing that whole time? All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to... That's still... Well, maybe you just closed it.
There's a bit of a delay there.
Yeah.
Well, I did, but it was a moment or two before that.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to basically say, I want to take the scene names for the background and the foreground that I need to turn on and off associated with each one of these moods. So I guess we'll call it happy, like that. And we'll call this the background. This one's going to be the foreground. Let's copy that. And let's paste that formatting. Oops. Paste format only. There we go. All right, so happy is going to be clouds in the background. And the foreground is going to be this one right here, DM Frame Purple Zephyr. And then the next one is going to be angry. Like that. By the way, I'm actually really looking forward to integrating voice effects into this. Yeah, I am.
When you say voice effects, are you talking like a voice mangler kind of thing?
Yeah, voice changer
kind of thing?
Yeah, so like the idea is when you enlarge, it makes your voice sound like you're a giant.
Oh, sort of deepening and booming and what have you.
Yeah. And if you get tiny, it makes your voice sound at higher pitch. Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe I don't need that. You can just be like a guest on the show and do the voice effects for us.
That's the bottom of the barrel you'd be scraping there.
That's the bottom of the barrel. Welcome to the show. My show is called The Bottom of the Barrel. So now we've got this. All right. So now let's take this, close it down, and start, creating classes and doing the stuff we need to make this all work. So over here in D&D app, I think I can put it up here in the higher level stuff. I'll just come up here, create a new class here, and we'll move it. So this is going to be the DM Mood class, like this. It's going to have a property called Keyword. It's going to have a property called Background and a property called Foreground, like that. Like that. Okay, cool.
Okay.
It is going to have, what is it? Sheet name?
Yep, I think so.
I think it's D&D like this. It's going to have a tab name. DM Mood. Like that. These are going to be columns. Oops. Come on. Column. And this one's also going to be an indexer.
Yep.
This one's going to be a column. Good. All right. Just going to extract it to its own file. Let's go find it and put it in a folder. Called Mood, DM Mood. Let's do that. Uh-oh, what'd I do? I clicked the wrong thing. Okay, wasn't too dangerous. That's my version of thrill for the day, by the way. Okay, DM mood. Moods like that. We'll grab DM mood, put it up there. Okay. I think I need a DM mood manager. Like this. And it's going to have a list of those things called all DM moods, maybe. Hold on, you know what? I just realized this bugs me and I haven't reported this yet. Here we go. All right, kids, take a look at this. Hit the coder's key, choose convert to property with backing field. What's going on with the formatting here? I don't like this formatting at all. I can't imagine anybody. Is this a setting I've got on my machine that says, here's how I want these accessors formatted? It's not what I want. What I really want with backing store anyway is actually really more, well, not that. Hold on. Got to put the caret here, expand accessor. Yeah, generally almost every time. Let's get rid of this. I guess I was expecting something closer to this, right? The whole reason to expand, to change it to something with backing store so I can actually add some code in. So it doesn't make sense, in my opinion, to give me accessors on this refactoring. That's one of the problems. I also don't like the formatting. The formatting looks really weird and wrong to me. That's what I think. So this is what I'm looking for, really something like this, at least with the getter. Almost 9 times out of 10, this is where I want to be. Another way of thinking about it, hold on a second, let's undo a second, undo. So we get back to here, and we used it again, convert to property with backing field. What if, instead of leaving the caret here, at the very least, you gave me the caret here? Right now I'm on the getter. Now I can just hit one more thing, choose expand accessor, and then we do this. And then instead of keeping the caret here, you put the caret here. Now all of a sudden you make it much faster for me to do what I want to do, right? Just by getting the caret in a smarter location. That's what I want to do. Anyway, look at that. Let's see if we can make that better. Convert to property to prop back store issues. Yeah, these I think are real serious usability issues. They're going to make this much better. Did my issues get in the chat room, Rory?
Yes. Yes, it did.
You see it? Okay, good. I don't see it. Looks like
it's immediately above Surly's fleet.
Okay, good. And then you just saw the CR issue I just put in there.
Yes.
Right? Okay, perfect. Thanks. Okay, so we got all DM moods in here. And all I want to do is this. Is I want to say, hey, look, if that's null, then I want to say this is equal to Google Sheets dot get DM mood, like that. And that should be all I need to get that to work. Let's take this, move it into its own file to load those up. Now I need a new class, a new instance of this. I'm going to put that in my main window. What's going on? Main window here. Why is this? Why am I not recognizing this code? This is a different main window. DHDM, it's the same one. Initialize game. Let's go down at least to there. Okay, this is code I recognize. So we're going to say DM mood manager is equal to new DM mood manager, like that. Do that. Now we've got the new mood manager. Next, at some point we need to modify that mood based on a button that somebody hits that's part of the Stream Deck. So we're going to go into Stream Deck commands and we're going to create a new command. Remember our hand effects? That was cool stuff. We got to get back to that. I want to get something a little easier to modify here. Fine, that. Selection increase, duplicate, and we're going to call this set DM mood. That's what this is going to be. And I don't need any of, well, I need this maybe. Set DM mood. I do not want to do that. I want to be... Yeah, maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll accept this as my regular expression. So set DM mood, and I'm deciding I'm not going to do that. So it'll just be the name of the mood. So it'll be the keyword.
Yeah.
Whatever's here, happy or angry. Set DM mood.
Sounds good.
And I think I got to go to the end of the line. Like that. Okay. All right. If it's a match, then we want group 1, and we're going to go call this the mood name. And that's going to be mood name right there. And that's all done there. Then we're going to set the DM mood. Pass that to it. We'll declare that in a second. Let's get this to its own class. Let's copy that to the clipboard. Go back to that other class I was in, because with my Stream Deck commands, I need to register them. So I'm just going to tap to next reference, shift, enter, paste, jump back, jump back. Oh, looks like I didn't get back. I didn't drop a marker inside of set DM mood. Okay, so now I need to declare this as my last piece. Let's declare it. Boom. Boom. Now we're going to go into the DM mood manager. That, and we're going to call set mood. Like that. Pass in the mood name. And I think I want to pass in my OBS manager as well to it. Because it's going to need to make some calls into OBS. I could also maybe make this client code easier and instead throw my OBS manager inside of, pass it to it here. Which means I need to do it after my call to initialize, which is kind of what I think I'm going to do. Let's do this instead. Okay, so now I've got my OBS manager inside here. Where's the call to set mood? Looks like I didn't declare it yet.
Don't think we generated yet, no.
Okay, let's do that. Come on, clear method, there it is. Okay, so we've got the method inside of here. Now what we need to do is we need to go through all the moods and check to see if they match. Check to see what the one that matches, that's what we're going to turn those things on, and every other one that doesn't match, we're going to turn off those elements is what we're going to do.
Yep.
So I think we need a for each right here, the DM mood, and then we're going to say, hey, if DM mood dot name dot keyword equals mood name, then we're going to come in and say, yeah, we're good to go. OBS manager dot, what is it? Set source visibility Really? That's all I got? Let's try this. This is temporary. I'm going to use CodeRush to do a refactoring called, where is it?
It's not that. That's not.
I can't use it because I must be using this as a whole. Where am I using it as a whole? There, on tag.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to build one of these then. All right. So let's do this then. Let's. Come on. Okay. Let me say new. All right. Fine. I will acquiesce to the API. So source name, scene name. All right, let's just jump in here. Let's grab all of these. It's gonna be faster to come in there. Selection increase, copy, escape to jump back. Pop these up here.
Yeah.
And then paste these here. We used to have a cool paste, smart paste that would strip all of those away. I think that was in Coders for Delphi.
I'm trying to think. Was that maybe in Coders Classic?
I don't know
Not
if it was
sure.
or not. So delay seconds is going to be 0. Set source visibility. Now I can rename this back to just set source visibility. All right, I think that's good. Okay, so now I've got this more useful call to me from out in this space. Okay, so now I've got this. And now I've got 2 calls. Source name. So we're going to say the source name here is going to be... The source name is the DM mood .keyword. The next piece is the scene name, and they're all here on that guy. The visible is going to be true, like that.
Yep.
And that's the keyword. Wait. No, it's not the keyword. It's the background, and then a second time for the foreground. That's what it is. Okay. Let's get rid of this. Declare constant. Dungeon Master scene. Okay. Here's that.
Yep.
We're going to do this instead. We're going to say... And I think that's it now. That makes the code a little simpler. Okay?
Sure, yeah.
So that's
Not
gonna
bad.
basically allow only one of those to be on, based on what the keyword is. As long as the keyword is real. If the keyword is not, everything goes away. So
Yeah.
we can't, data could mess with us. Are we done? I think we're
Maybe.
done.
Yeah.
Let's set a breakpoint here and run it. Save all and run. Wouldn't that be cool? We just wrote a feature and it works, and that was it.
I do like it when that happens.
Yeah, if it works, that's really awesome, because we wrote a feature that is grabbing from a brand new spreadsheet, grabbing this stuff in.
Yep.
Let me go in and turn on my Dungeon Master.
Have we added the sheets load facility to the reload everything?
I think it reload everything.
Or is that naturally
calls-
null?
No, we've not. We've not done that. We'll need to do that. We need to invalidate it if we do that.
Okay.
Let's set up a button. Let's create a button in our feedback. And
That's true. We have a way of triggering this.
yeah, so the DM's got this one right here. Let's wait. The DM. What's this thing? Okay, that's going to do it. Let's do this. Paste it, and we're going to call this, instead of that, we're going to say happy. And we're going to load up an image. I think I actually created an image for this yesterday before a game, thinking I might be able to do it, but no. Okay, I don't see. Wait, DM is there. So that's one of them. And not happy, angry. Let's make this text much bigger. Okay, cool. So there's angry DM right there, and that's going to be set
DM mood.
DM mood.
Angry.
Angry. Let's copy that. Paste it. Call this one happy. Change the picture in the back. Holy cow, this would be the most impressive demo of my life if this works. I don't want to, I don't want to...
Not to hype it up or anything.
Not to hype it up or not or anything, but let's try it. I'm going to hit angry. Ooh, we got a breakpoint. Oh, no. Oh, no. Bad, Mark. Look what I did.
It's so close, though.
It was so close. All right, hold on. Let's get it. It's edit continues complaining, but I'm going to just put it up here. And I'm going to come back down. I'm going to say edit and continue. Okay, there we go. There we go.
I see no bugs. Ooh.
Whoa, why did we get 2? I mean 0. I don't understand that at all. Let's come back here.
Did we misname in our attributes somehow?
I'm going to come back
Did we
in
not
here
get
and
the
do
right
it again.
values for the sheet?
It's weird.
Oh, there's 2 there.
I know. I went back and re-executed it, but I don't know what happened there. Why was it not null? Is my question. I don't get it. Also, I don't really need a setter here, but I'm in editing continue, so I'm not going to do anything. All right, so let's do it. Oh, look at that!
Hey!
Happy. I just hit the happy button. Hold on. Let's clear the breakpoint. Look at that.
Nice.
I'm going to call that working.
Yeah.
Okay, the only problem is...
There's a little freeze, isn't there?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
before...
Yeah, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to fix that. Because what's happening is, there's some perf issues here that in OBS, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I want to do is I want to turn it on first. So we're going to go back here like this. We're going to turn it on first, and then we're going to turn it off next.
Okay.
If it's not equal to, then we're going to set these both to false. And
Do we have a Z order of some kind?
I'm going to give them a delay.
One way round.
What'd you say?
Well, whichever one is physically positioned on the front.
Yeah, no, we don't have control of Z order that I know of. So
If the angry happens to be in front, this won't help.
Yeah, no, I think it will, because we're
Really?
actually seeing blank right now. Let me do this.
Well, that's an interesting combination.
Why is that not working? I don't understand it. Let me hit evil. Let me hit this. Is this failing? Let me try it without angry. Keyword is not equal to, so this keyword happy to turn it off. I'm going to take this delay out. I wonder if there's a problem with the delay. Oh, I'm at the breakpoint. Let's run it. Okay, here we go. So
That's better.
Angry. Yeah. So we've got the problem. So if we set a delay, that delay is, I wonder if it's in seconds. Is that my problem?
Oh, maybe.
It's in seconds.
It is in seconds. Okay.
Okay, we'll get it. Here we go. Okay, so we just need I just want to have time for the other one to come up. So I'm going to say 0.2 is my delay right there. And 0.2 there. And then now at least what should happen, angry. Do I wonder if I've got, yeah, I'm hitting them back and forth now. Nothing's happening.
Huh.
I don't like that at all. I was much happier before. Let's go see what's going on. Delay in seconds. Delay in seconds greater than that. Okay. Delay float text. Well, this is a really weird name for a timer.
Can't imagine where we might have stolen that code from.
Definitely can't imagine it now. Okay, delay seconds is there. Check is that. Set obvious source visibility now.
Delay seconds was 0.2 and has changed to 0 according to the... oh no, hang on, we did reset to 0, sorry.
Yeah, the
That's
reason
what that does.
what this is doing is just getting us out of this the next time we come in. So what's
Okay.
happening is we're getting here, and then we come back and call up into source visibility,
Sure.
which is, where is it? There, right there. So that's all it does. It just prevents us.
Mm-hmm. effectively will absorb the data that says you must delay 0.2 and not repeat the exercise.
Yeah. So what's going on? I'm calling delay show source timer start, and we're not getting here. We had this before, Rory. Didn't we? This is a dispatch timer. Dispatch timer, is it only called on the UI thread?
Yeah.
There's something going on here. My UI is working and interactive. Is it because I get rid of it here? Do I need to switch to a regular timer? That shouldn't make a difference. In other words, because it's a local, the timer, I've done this with a timer, but for some reason I feel like this is a problem with here. But I also feel like, this should be working already in terms of delays and popping stuff up. I'm sure I do this for one of the spells I cast, which is Dimension Door. Let's see if we get inside here. And there we go. What's my EA? Well, now it is. Yeah, and it's having me come back, I think. That's just turning my camera off and then turning my camera back on. So I'm pretty sure that's working. What's going on? Let's go back and find our DM. Angry. Yeah. So the interval is right. Set the source visibility now. And we just never get here. We never, ever get there. All right. I don't need a dispatch timer. I'm killing the dispatch timer. I'm going to go with a regular timer.
Okay.
I feel like this had something to do, too. I think when Coding Gorilla was out there.
Well, Coding Gorilla comments that it's not necessarily the UI thread, it's simply the active thread, which of course in a UI program is the UI thread.
Yeah, I'm killing it. I'm going to a timer. That's what I'm going to do. All right, so I'm hitting happy button. Run. All right, we're changing this to a timer. Oh. Okay, there's my timer. Interval, I think is in milliseconds. Is that right? What's my units?
Yeah, time in milliseconds, line 78.
Oh, way up there. Okay. Okay, delay seconds.
Now you got to make sure you change the code down line 180 because it's expecting a dispatch timer down there as well.
Got it. That's a great point.
Although, aren't we going to have a different event anyway?
Yeah. Well, I think so. I just declared it. It's this guy right here.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah, so it's less of a...
I don't have a tag on this.
What were we using the tag for out the other side? Were we actually using it?
Yeah, to get the data back. We're storing it all in there. So I think what I got to do is I got to, I got to create a class that is a descendant. Okay, and then inside of here, That's what we're going to create here. And that's what we're going to create here. And then here we're going to say, we're just going to call this EA, like that. We're going to declare that. Good? Okay, and then come back down, and then there's a start. Looks like the start's still there. And now here we can say, hey, if sender is a source visibility timer, then we're going to come down and say set source visibility, like that. All of this can be deleted. That can all go away now. Pretty sure.
Well, it's still an edit continue. Is it going to be happy to do that?
I mean, this. I'm going to do that. And
Gotcha.
with a big to do up here, delete this. Delete this piece of crap. Can I say crap on this show? I'm not sure if I can or not.
You can say anything you like on your show because you make the rules.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to call this timer. And it's not EA. It's not the timer we're passing in. We're passing in timers.ea event args. There. Okay. Now I think it's going to work. Let's try it. Run. Run. There it is. We got it. Okay. And now it's coming in. All right, good. All right, let's just clear the breakpoints and try it. So angry. Clear the breakpoint.
Oh, well, it was better, but the foreground.
I got a breakpoint. I got a breakpoint.
Ah, okay.
Well, that's not good at all. Angry. Happy. What's going on? Set source visibility. It's saying it should be visible. Set source visibility. Here we go. We're passing in the EA. Otherwise, we're here. EA but visible. It should totally work. I don't see why it's not working. Let's hit happy. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm not ever stopping the timer.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's a small detail. It's a small detail, Roy.
Yeah. Sadly, the world is made up of small details, which, when compounded enough, make
Shut up,
big
Rory.
effects.
Shut up. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that kind of crap. All right, here we go. Now, better. See what's going on? So now we don't see that horrific flicker. I'm happy about that. All right, cool.
That's cool.
So the Dungeon Master can pick a mood. And so if we're we're making the Dungeon Master angry, he can kind of
What you're saying is Zephyr was jealous of all the buttons you get to press and wanted some for himself.
He's got a Stream Deck, but yeah, giving him these things. I gave him, I'll show you this. I gave him...
This is literally placating the gods, you know that, right?
Yeah, I gave him, it's over in scenes, the DM trail. I gave him these so we could change the color of that trail that goes around right up there. So now it's there, or make it green or whatever. So I gave him that, kind of like a mood ring for DMs. But the guy's like gotten hungry all of a sudden, man. So.
Fair enough.
All right, you got to go, man? How's your time?
I do, my friend.
All right.
Yeah, I'm pretty much at that point.
All right,
but
cool.
I thought, I got to hang up and see this work. So,
right.
And there we have it. It's working.
All right, have a good night.
All right, bud. I will see you again on Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Have a good weekend. See you then.
Bye. All right, guys, let's we'll get a raid going here. I think it was a good show. It's not bad. Work our way through some stuff. Gaseous Form on the list for maybe Tuesday. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we get to. See who's out there that we can raid to. Bald Bearded Builder. Let's go send you over there. Thanks again for hanging out with us. Say hi to Michael Jolly. See you, Coding Gorilla. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be fun. We're going to do, by the way, tomorrow we are doing Sudoku. And we're going to work some smarts in that to solve the problem. All right, kids. See you tomorrow.